driver is expecting $20.
Okay.
Just call her, she'll pay the details. Thanks.
Good.
Instead of making Viviana drive all the way over here to give me a key,
Yeah.
I said just put it with an Uber driver, tell the Uber driver that when they hand us the key, we'll give the Uber driver an extra $20.
Yeah.
This is the most awesome delivery method that
It's a great move.
It does feel
Am I the
good.
first person who's figured out how to use Uber as a courier?
We're in the minority.
Yeah!
I've told that story. I bought a TV that wouldn't fit in my car, and I did the same thing. So I'll tip you when we get to my house. Melissa's behind me. I'm driving with the TV and the Uber driver.
Rachel and Tom.
And everyone I've told has been shocked. That is an innovative idea.
All right. A great Uber experiment.
All right, room tone. In 3, 2, 1, silencio, por favor. Thank you, Trey. Postpone that. 3, 2, 1, silence. Well, let's go.
Editor's note, we are on page 45, at the bottom of page 45 on Friday, January 7th,
435.
2022 at 4:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, back from break. Still automatic marketing machine, still chapter 5.
Picking up at rule number 3.
Picking up at rule number 3. Rule number 3, you will make it easy to respond. Even if you follow the first 2 rules to a T, you have clearly identified, even if you have followed the first 2 rules to a T, and you've clearly identified your call to action, and you've created a compelling reason to take action now, you will still lose many prospective new clients if you make it too difficult for them to respond. The fewer hoops you ask them to jump through, the better your response rate is going to be. Pretty obvious. There are a few things to keep in mind. First, your instructions have to be clear and simple. Do not ask your prospects to think too hard or you will lose them. Don't send them off on a wild goose chase. Instead, roll out the metaphorical red carpet and make it amazingly, shockingly, blindingly, stupidly obvious and easy for them to know exactly what they are to do next. That's why, for example, it is important, I don't want to say stupidly.
Okay, do it over again.
Instead, roll out the metaphorical red carpet. Second, don't ask them to jump through any more hoops than absolutely necessary. If you're asking them to register for a webinar, don't ask them for any more information than you need. You'll want to capture their name and email address, of course, and you may need to ask for their phone number, but you probably don't need to get their mailing address, and you definitely don't need to ask them for their social security number. Have you considered that maybe you'll want to capture their email address? You'll want to capture their email address, of course, and you may need to ask for their phone number if you're going to send a test. You'll want to capture their email address, of course, and you may need to ask for their telephone number if you are going to send a text reminder. But do you even really need to know their name when they're registering for that webinar, or can you build up enough trust to get that information later? And you probably don't need their mailing address. Obviously, the less you ask for, the easier it is for them to trust you and have confidence to sign up, and then you can continue your conversation with them later because you have permission. Now, the more you ask prospects for, the less likely they are to comply. So you need to be strategic and only ask for the information that you really, truly, absolutely need. There will be plenty of time to ask them to complete a survey to get more information later. Third, the actual layout and functionality of your landing pages, registration forms, order forms, and other response mechanisms is very important. If you're running a digital campaign, remember that a pretty big percentage, often a majority of your prospects, will encounter your advertising on a mobile device. And so your ads, forms, landing pages, and everything else must be optimized for mobile screens. And don't forget to check to see what it looks like on a mobile device. Check it on an Apple device, check it on an Android device, check it on an iPad, check it on all the different kinds of devices, and make sure that it all looks good. Don't be surprised if the person building your website doesn't bother, or maybe they don't even know, to check everything, because if not their money that's at stake, it's yours. For more help creating landing pages that really work, please visit www.automaticmarketingmachine.com/landing page
for a short video lesson that will walk you through the basics. This concept is important offline too. If you're asking prospects to call your office and schedule a consultation.
I think this concept, can we just repeat the subject, please?
This concept is important. It's
Well,
important to make it simple.
Yeah.
Offline too.
Yeah, making it easy for people to respond offline is important too.
It's important to make it easy for people to respond to your offline calls to action also.
So if you're asking
your prospects to call your office and schedule a consultation, you'd be best that whoever answers the phone is going to be friendly, competent, ready to assist, and they've been trained. And you'd be well advised to mystery shop your office once in a while. That is, have a friend or family member or do whatever it is that you are hoping your prospects will do as a result of all this marketing that you are investing your time and your money on. Make sure that your staff doesn't screw the whole thing up.
Great. Love it.
All right. Now, as you're planning your marketing campaigns and building your marketing machine, operate with the assumption. Now, as you're planning your marketing campaigns and building your marketing machine,
it's best
to operate on the assumption that your prospects are busy and distractible and easily discouraged. Now, we know that your prospects are smarter than the average bear, but best to go with low assumptions and let your prospects impress you rather than making high assumptions and wind up broke. Architect your campaigns so that even the
least competent, least tech savvy, and most easily defeated individuals will still be able to respond to your call to action and follow your instructions. Make it easy. Rule number 3. Make it easy. Which brings us to rule number 4. Which brings us to rule number 4. You will use strong copy. A pretty picture or an attractive graphic, that may catch someone's attention, but it takes persuasive language to drive action. Too many business owners make the fatal mistake of delegating their marketing campaigns to graphic designers. Say it with me, please. Graphic design does not equal marketing. Graphic design plays an important role in most marketing campaigns, and graphic designers are an essential part of your marketing team. Make no mistake about that. But ultimately, graphic design exists to facilitate, to support, and to enhance the message which is delivered with words. Which means that your advertisements must include strong, persuasive copy if you're going to be successful. Effective marketing copy is written in language that resonates with the target audience. It's written in their language. Effective marketing copy speaks directly to the pain points that its target audience is experiencing. Effective marketing copy paints a picture of a brighter future once the pain point has been resolved. Effective marketing copy presents a binary choice to the audience. In other words, they're either in or they're out. They're either hot or they're cold. They're either up or they're down. It's either yes or it's no. We want it to be binary. And strong copy, persuasive copy is a necessary, and strong persuasive copy is a necessary ingredient of any successful advertisement. I don't understand that sentence.
It's just like the
The word
conclusion.
"and" should not be there.
Strong.
Rule number
Yeah.
4, strong persuasive copy is a necessary ingredient of any successful advertisement or marketing campaign. Rule number 5.
Can I get one more read on that? So let me repeat.
Rule number 4, strong persuasive copy is necessary for any successful advertisement or So let me repeat rule number 4. Strong persuasive copy is a necessary ingredient of any successful advertisement or marketing campaign. This whole rule is kind of weak. It says a bunch of obvious stuff that everyone already knows. Really?
I mean, it's from the original.
For real?
Yeah.
They don't.
People don't know this?
No,
No.
they don't.
For real?
The graphic design. They all think graphic design equals marketing.
Right. Rule number 5.
So you're sure that that's number 4, rule number 4, people are going to go, wow, I didn't know that. I learned something there. That was.
I mean, along with all the other rules.
Could
Yeah.
someone on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram or someone just give me some feedback? Did you not already know that? Did you learn something from what I just said? If so, what did you learn? And I'm not trying to be a dick. I just want to know because maybe I've just been doing this for too long, but that just seems really obvious.
It's not really.
It's
obvious.
really not obvious?
Really not obvious.
I mean, if you're going to say that, then all 10 of them are really obvious.
No, they're not all so obvious. That one's obvious.
Okay.
Can I try that one again?
The whole rule?
Yeah.
Sure.
You want to just do like your own riff on it?
I'm going to try to do my own riff on it.
Yeah. Great.
Editor, rule number 4, version 2. Whoever is directing the editor, decide whether you like rule 1, version 1 or version 2 better. Is anyone interacting with the people on social media? Dylan?
I am, yes.
I see your fingers on the keyboard. What are you are you talking to people? Or are they talking to you?
Christine Maddox, if she was learning anything about this, she's watching this right now. And just clicking through, going through YouTube and Twitter and Instagram and LinkedIn, see if we have any engagement.
Rule number 4, you will use strong copy. Look, a pretty picture or an attractive graphic, it may catch someone's attention, but it takes persuasive copy. It requires language to drive action. Too many business owners make the fatal mistake of delegating their marketing campaigns to graphic designers. Say it with us, please. Graphic design does not equal marketing. Graphic design plays an important role in most marketing campaigns, and graphic designers are an essential part of every effective marketing team. Make no mistake about that. But ultimately, graphic design exists to facilitate, support, and enhance the message which is delivered with words, which brings us to your choice of words. Marketing is not designed to appease people. Marketing is designed to cause people to feel the need and understand the reason why they need to make a change. People don't buy things unless they are uncomfortable with how things are today. If everything in the person's life and business and world is perfectly comfortable for them and they don't feel any discomfort whatsoever, why should they make a change? Why should they change brands? Why should they change their schedule for next week to schedule an appointment with you? Why should they do anything different? The only reason anyone's going to take any action is if they recognize that there's something about the way they're living their life today which is dissatisfactory to them or will become dissatisfactory to them if they don't do something in the future, or flip it around, they realize things could be so much better. Which means that your advertising, if it's going to work, it must include strong, persuasive copy. It must be written in language that resonates with your target audience, in words and terms and lingo that they will understand, instead of in techno speak that only people who do what you do for a living will understand. Speak in the language that your customers and your prospects speak. Effective marketing copy speaks directly to the pain points that the target audience is experiencing. Even if that pain point is things are already really good, but geez, I wish they could be even better. That's still a pain point. Effective marketing presents a binary choice to the audience. Either do this or things are probably going to get worse, or things won't get better unless you take this action. Don't avoid saying things in binary terms just because it's going to tick some people off. Guess what? It's going to upset people when you help them come face to face with the fact that not everything in their life is perfect and they've got to make a change. Strong persuasive copy is a necessary ingredient for any successful advertising or marketing campaign, and don't run away from it just because you know that some people aren't going to like it. You're not here to have a popularity contest. You're here to build an automatic marketing machine that brings you the right kinds of prospects repeatedly, consistently, predictably, reliably, and profitably. And the right kinds of prospects are people who are responsive to these kinds of messages, not people who are too easily offended for you to even consider doing business with them.
Yeah, I like it. We'll use that.
Rule number 5, you will create an automated, organized, systematic, not dependent on someone to get around to it sooner, but probably never later, system. Follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up is the secret ingredient that powers all successful marketing campaigns. And strong, organized, automated follow-up that does not depend on human beings to get around to it, is a critical component of your automatic marketing machine. Follow-up is necessary at every step of a marketing campaign. For example, let's say you're running a very simple social media campaign that goes something like this. Step 1, an advertisement runs on Facebook promoting a piece of downloadable content. Let's call it a special report. Step 2, one of the prospects clicks on the ad and they are taken to a landing page where they can download the report by completing your sign-up form. Step 3, once the prospect downloads the report, you can send them a call to action inviting them to schedule an appointment with you or someone on your team. Step 4, once the prospect schedules this meeting, they receive an email confirming their appointment and sharing important logistical details with them, such as driving directions, where to park, where the elevator looks like, what to bring, how to dress, and everything they need to know so that they're not going to be scared of going to the appointment. What you have to understand is that every single step in this very simple campaign requires multiple follow-up communications in order to keep the prospect focused and on track. Focused, motivated, and on track. The Facebook ad in step 1 probably has to be shown at least 10 times before the prospect is going to respond. Then, once they've visited the landing page, they will usually have to be retargeted several times before they actually complete the call to action. Once they've downloaded the report, they'll usually need a minimum of 3 follow-up emails before they will get around to remembering to read it and schedule a consultation. And once they've scheduled their consultation, they'll either need an entirely new sequence of follow-up emails to make sure they show up on time, show up in the right place, show up in the right state of mind, or show up at all. So you see, even a simple 4-step campaign like this requires 20 or more follow-up steps for each prospect that it brings to the sales call. And that's just one campaign. You also need to have systems in place to ensure that you're following up with past customers and clients, encouraging them to hire you again or refer their friends and family. And you need systems in place to follow up with your referral network. Frequent touch points to maintain top of mind awareness and remind them what a good referral opportunity really looks like. You need follow-up systems for lost prospects too, who have come in for the appointment or contacted your office, but they didn't engage your services or they walked away and said, I'm going to think about it. If this sounds overwhelming, don't worry. Remember, that's why we're building an automatic marketing machine, not a manual one for your business, which means once you build it, you don't have to lift a finger. It's just going to run and run and run and run. Now you're beginning to understand maybe why businesses that have automatic marketing machines are so much more profitable than those that don't. Most small business marketing fails in large part precisely because they don't have the follow-up systems in place. It's really a shame because they've already done so much of the work. They've created the ads, they've built the landing pages, they might even be capturing leads through their landing pages and maybe even scheduling and having people show up for appointments. But because they don't have a strong follow-up system in place, most of their potential leads will never come to fruition, which is their loss and our gain.
We did get an answer to your question earlier. Marlene Soyster said, for the longest time, I actually thought design equaled marketing, so thank you.
You are so welcome. Thank you, Maureen Soyster. I appreciate the validation. Well, it's validating that what we're doing is good.
No, but I mean, here's what, look, we do this stuff all the time, and it's so easy to take for granted what we know. This is just normal to us. It's not normal to most people.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Fair enough.
Take a look at billboards next time you drive down the highway and look how many of them just have a pretty picture.
I know. It's like, listen,
Frustrating.
I see evidence of this all the time. I talk about this all the time. I guess I just assume that anyone who's going to be, I guess I just assume sometimes that anyone who's here watching this or listening to this book or reading this book, I guess I just assume that they're already at the next level. But I guess that's the whole point of this book, is to get you to the next level.
Yes.
Hey, you know what? You try narrating. How many words have I read in the last 2 days?
I think we're about 14,000 or so.
You try narrating 14,000 words
I
in.
was going to say 50.
No, the whole book
The whole
is
book's
50.
about 50.
No, I mean 50 words.
That's not even remotely funny. No, he's not. He's laughing at you, not with you.
It's fine. Either way. Entertain me.
I'm laughing because I'm thinking about beating you over the head with Danny's hammer. I mean, guitar.
This is what rock and roll looks like.
This is what rock and roll look like, man.
Smash
Boom!
it.
Smashing the man with the guitar. Give me the guitar.
All right. Rule number 6.
Rule number 6.
God, dude, be careful.
Oh, God, that's.
What?
Yeah, You don't need to live life like a rock and roll. Taking those risks. Rule number 6, never pick up the guitar in the middle of an audio book.
Why do you not have a?
It's just it's a travel crappy guitar.
But there's not even a place to. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I just don't have a strap on it.
Jesus.
I would tell you to grab Eric's guitar, but I don't want to do that to Eric's guitar.
Yeah, there you go. That'll work. You got the picking strings.
You gotta have like creative solutions.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't have a marketing machine and I'm broke because I don't have every single thing that I need easily at hand and I can't think of a creative solution like resting the guitar on a chair.
I've never ridden a Segway. I've never descended to that level.
Yeah.
Do you have a Segway? Do you like it?
Yeah, just as important. The funnest thing is to watch Hayek ride it. Because Hayek,
Oh, he tears it up.
remember Hayek rides? You know how you put it, you stand on it. Yeah, you just lean on it. But it's fun. It's the most intuitive thing. It's bizarre.
I would love to try it.
Did you ever skateboard like that?
Ish. I mean, I've ridden a skateboard. I'm not a skateboarder.
Yeah. Did you buy anything like that?
Did I what?
Bicycle?
Yeah. It's a work in progress.
It's hard to hold without.
Yeah, it's because you got to sit down if you don't have a
Oh,
strap.
is that what it is?
If you don't have a strap, you sit down.
Ah.
Or you can do the Karate Kid.
Yeah. Maybe we should be asking the audience if they have any requests. If they, okay. Oh, yeah.
We got the angles.
Like if they want any particular songs.
Encore. Rule number 6. There will be a measurable objective behind every campaign.
This is what we call the witch now.
Now, rule number 6. There will be a measurable objective behind every campaign. Look,
Hold on, you gotta start that over because you're not near the mic. You gotta...
rule number 6. There will be a measurable objective behind every campaign, which is a polite way of saying don't start a campaign unless you know what it's supposed to achieve for you. OMG. How many people, you ask them, so you just sunk $20,000 into your marketing campaign over the last 6 months. What was it supposed to achieve? Duh. More business. I mean, it's just stupid. There is an epidemic of wasteful market. Can we say epidemic in the middle of an epidemic?
What's a pandemic?
A pandemic
I think
is a
it's even
worldwide
more-
epidemic.
I think it's even more reason to say it.
Yeah.
There is an epidemic of wasteful, thoughtless, reckless marketing, and countless small businesses fall prey. Huge sums of money are wasted month after month after month on marketing that fails to produce results and was doomed from the beginning because no one ever bothered to get clear on what was the objective in the first place. Now, let's be clear about something. Failed marketing campaigns are inevitable. Even the best, most accomplished, most well-resourced marketing professionals in the world, even Danny and I, sometimes fail. Yes, sometimes we do. That's because marketing is not an exact science. Marketing requires engaging with human beings, which means that logic and reason may or may not always work. In any given marketing campaign, and also may or may not work. That's just for the editor. Any given marketing campaign is also subject to the environmental conditions around it. The state of the economy, what happened in the latest news cycle, what some stupid celebrity decided to do that now everyone can't stop talking about. even the weather. So for a variety of reasons, failed campaigns are inevitable. That's why the key to success is not avoiding failure, because that's unrealistic. The key to success is identifying failure fast so that you can stop wasting resources and pivot in another direction. And the key to identifying failure is by determining ahead of time how you will be judging the performance of a marketing campaign. And then by committing on a regular basis to actually review the performance against those objectives that you've decided upon ahead of time. Note how many times we keep using the word objective. Remember, you can't judge a marketing campaign using intangible criteria. Well, you can, but it's stupid and pointless and self-defeating. How it makes you feel, how it makes you look, what your friends and your family say, what your colleagues think, none of this is the objective data that you need to be using to base your future investments on any given marketing campaign on. And none of it can be used to define success unless you're doing your marketing to impress them, which we know you're not, or you wouldn't be reading this book, because stupid people don't read books like this. Objective indicators are quantifiable. Objective indicators are quantitative. How much did you spend on your campaign? The answer is a dollar sign followed by numbers, not a big long story. And with that spend, how many prospects did you reach with your ads? The answer to that is a number, not a big long story. How many responded to your ad by visiting your landing page? Another number, not another excuse. How many people who reached your landing page completed the form? How many of those people scheduled a consultation? How many of those people showed up? And how many of those people retained your firm on the first visit? How many of them did you have to follow up with once, twice, 3 times? So before you launch a campaign, get clear about the metrics that will indicate success or failure, and then develop the discipline, put it on your calendar to regularly review the performance of the campaign against the metrics that you've identified. What's that, you say? It's the 3rd Wednesday of the month at 3 o'clock. Well, I guess I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm doing? I'm reviewing the metrics of the campaign that I'm expecting to bring in the prospects that keep this entire place afloat, and I'm not going to let everything else in the world distract me from doing so. Developing this habit will not make you immune to failed campaigns, but it will enable you to quickly identify the campaigns that are not working and redirect your resources into campaigns that are performing better. This is the difference between long-term success or failure in the world of marketing. Remember, you can visit theautomaticmarketingmachine.com/KPI to download a simple customizable template that you can use to track your marketing. KPIs. Remember, you can visit www.automaticmarketingmachine.com/KPI to download a simple. Remember, you can visit www.automaticmarketingmachine.com/KPI to download a simple customizable template that you will be able to use to track your marketing KPIs and hold your marketing vendors accountable. Rule number 7, there will be split testing. Big doors swing on small hinges. Think about this for a minute. Even the biggest of doors that lead to the greatest of opportunities swing on relatively small hinges. And the difference between the success or failure of any given ad, email blast, or landing page can be surprisingly small. We have a lot of personal experience and evidence to back up this point. Over the last 12 years, we have managed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of marketing campaigns involving thousands of ads and landing pages. And we have consistently observed that surprisingly small details make a huge difference in the performance of each piece of the campaign. The individual ads, landing pages, and follow-up sequences. For example, we once saw a landing page conversion rate increase from 13% to 21% when we changed the color of the submit button from yellow to red. That's it. That was the only change, and it increased from 13 to 20% with the simple change of a color. The content remained the same. The layout remained the same. The offer was the same. All that changed was the color of the button, and the conversion rate increased by a full 8%. That's a lot, which meant that our cost per lead decreased significantly, and the campaign was much more profitable. All because we tested a color of a button. And guess what happened a few months later? A different color, for some reason, started working better. Don't get caught up in needing to know why these changes make a difference. The only thing that matters is that they do make a difference. We still don't know why red worked better than yellow, and we still don't know why orange turned out later to work better than red. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we're constantly testing and refining and changing and growing and evolving, and that is the reality of how you run and manage and maintain a profitable marketing machine. Here are some examples of things that you can test. Your ad headline, your copy, your ad layout, ad images, videos, landing page headlines, landing page content, landing page length, landing page colors, landing page button placement. Split testing can make a huge difference in a campaign. Sometimes it's the result of split testing can make a huge difference in the performance of a campaign. Split testing can make a huge difference in the performance of a campaign. Sometimes it results in only modest improvements. Other times it's the difference between earning a negative ROI or a positive ROI on the very same campaign. And other times it takes a campaign from moderately profitable to spectacularly profitable, but you're never going to find out if you're not testing. Yet most businesses never bother to split test their marketing campaigns, and they leave money on the table and opportunities for the rest of us every time they fail to do it. Split testing is a non-negotiable element in your employment agreement with anyone on your marketing team or any marketing vendors who are going to come anywhere near the automatic marketing machine you're going to build and rely upon. Rule number 8, there will be measurements and accountability. Every campaign must have predetermined, measurable, objective measurements of success. Measurable, objective measures of success?
Yeah, that's not good. Just predetermined objective measures of success.
Every campaign must have predetermined objective measurements of success. And you must develop the discipline. Eventually, you will learn to love to review this data on a regular basis. Yes, I said love. You know who used to hate reviewing the data for his marketing campaigns? This guy. I hated it. I'm bad at math. I barely know how to use Microsoft Excel, and I just didn't like doing it. Eventually, though, when I saw how profitable it was, how empowering it was, how much more confidence it gave me, I learned to love it, and you will too. Not only will you review the data, but you will make informed, empowered, and intelligent decisions based on the data. How do I know you're going to make intelligent decisions based on the data? Because you are an intelligent person. And so the decisions you make will be the decisions of an intelligent person. What? What?
Now, if a campaign is falling short.
Yeah. Now, if a campaign is falling short of its objectives, as evidenced by the data that you're looking at, you'll have a few options. One, maybe you want to give it more time. If you've just launched the campaign or if your budget is minuscule, you may simply need to give it time in order to collect. You have a few options. First, you may just need to give it some more time. If you've just launched the campaign, or if your budget is too low to make changes, you may simply need to give that campaign a little more time to collect more data to make a more fully informed decision. Two, it may be time to make a change. If the campaign is not performing up to your expectations and you've given it a reasonable amount of time to run, you may need to shake things up. Try new ads, try new language, try a different offer, try different graphics, try a different color on the opt-in button, and see if performance turns around. 3, if the campaign isn't performing and you've gathered enough data to feel confident in your assessment and there are no further changes likely to turn performance around, it might be time to take option 3, which is pull the plug. Remember, pulling the plug isn't a bad outcome. Of course, we'd all prefer every campaign to be successful every time. But like I said, failure is inevitable. Welcome to the club. And you scored a huge win because you were able to spot the failed campaign and cut your losses early. Make sure you visit www.automaticmarketingmachine.com/KPI to download that simple template that we talked about so you can track your campaign data.
I wish we could answer you guys.
Thank you.
Hey, that kind of hurt me. I mean, it didn't, but could have. You just pay $20 for these keys. You got a lunatic? What the hell? Throwing them. All right, I know you're bored. I know you're fucking.
Do you know why I threw the keys at you?
No.
Think about it.
Okay.
Now
Should
you
I
know
go
why?
Get in the corner and think about it. Maybe rub my nose in some shit.
Why are you offended by the fact that I said think about it? I'm giving you credit. I'm saying you are a very smart man and you are very perceptive and you're a very smart, perceptive, sensitive man who just witnessed something with background and contextual information that you're aware of. Let's reenact. Give me the keys.
Oh no, why would you do that? Because. If I make him smile, he's in a better mood. Can we continue?
Remember, pulling the plug is not necessarily a bad outcome. Sometimes it's actually a big win. Of course, we'd all prefer for every campaign to be successful, but failure, it's inevitable with marketing. And sometimes you have to just say, I scored a big win because I was able to spot the failed campaign and cut my losses early. Look, make sure you go back and cut my losses early is where I'm leaving off. Make sure you visit www.automaticmarketingmachine.com/KPI and download that simple template that we talked about earlier that you will be able to use to track your campaign data. There's a popular
Say quote.
half my advertising spend is wasted. The trouble is, I don't know which half. You know who said that quote? John Wanamaker said that quote back in the 19th century. Danny, who was John Wanamaker?
I could not tell you.
Man, that's not the answer I was expecting.
He's the former postmaster, right?
No, he was not the former postmaster.
No,
He was an advertising executive.
I always heard this was a story from a Coca-Cola executive.
Wikipedia disagrees.
I don't think it was by John Wanamaker. I think that was, I have this guy's books. It wasn't Wanamaker.
I think you're right. There's just another.
Ogilvy?
A lot of people are attributed this quote, including Wanamaker.
Half my advertising spend is wasted. The trouble, okay, we're done talking. Half my advertising spend is wasted. The trouble is, I don't know which half. This quote has been attributed to many people over the years, including but not limited to one, Danny Decker. There may have been.
Let's make a deal. We're done after 10. Just hour.
No, we're almost done. 10. How much further does it go?
It's 10 over here. I mean, you're looking at it.
Yeah, but then,
Just
that's the end of the chapter?
buckle up.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Did you not think that was funny, what I did with the Danny thing? Should I leave that in there?
That's funny. No, I'm not necessarily convinced we need to leave that in there, but this is the less than RJon that I would prefer.
Okay, listen. I'm going to say this. You're going to play along. All right? I'm going to say, Danny, who said that? And you're going to say, I used to say that. And I'm going to say, what do you mean you used to say that? And you're going to say, I used to say that before I learned about direct response marketing back when you couldn't track things.
Yeah. Am I just saying it conversationally, or am I
Yes.
like sarcastic? Okay.
Well,
So I'm pretending that's.
you are performing it.
Yeah, got it.
You are saying it, but you are performing it.
Okay, got it.
Make sure you visit www.automaticmarketingmachine.com/KPI to download that simple template we talked about earlier that you will be able to use to track your campaign data. Half my advertising spend is wasted. The trouble is, I don't know which half. Danny, who said that quote?
RJon, I used to say that.
What do you mean we're quoting you in the book?
We are.
Why did you used to say that?
Because I didn't used to understand direct response marketing. I didn't know that there was a way to be able to track all of your advertising.
So the philosophy of direct response marketing combined with sophisticated tracking and measurement tools that we have available today means there is simply no reason you can't demand measurement and hold your marketing vendors accountable for their performance. Danny, what would you have said had you heard those words way back then when you used to think that you couldn't quantify your advertising spend?
I mean, it would have blown my mind. It's when you don't know, you don't know.
Thank heaven we know better now. There will be measurement and accountability, except nothing less. Rule number 9, you will not be swayed by the opinions of others, only performance. A sure sign that an amateur marketer,
A sure sign of
an amateur marketer is that they spend a lot of time debating matters of opinion. I think it should look better in blue. I think it sounds better this way. I think we should use this graphic instead of that one. Who gives a crap? Not me, not you, not if you want your marketing to be profitable. The right way to make these types of decisions is by testing, measuring, and then making data-based decisions. Some of the highest performing marketing campaigns that Danny or I have ever run, some of the highest performing marketing campaigns that either Danny or I have ever run have been ugly ads, ugly landing pages, ugly font. I even ran an advertising campaign that generated more than $1 million in sales for me. And there was a typo directly on the front cover of the product that we shipped out all over the world to customers. And I can guarantee you that it did not cause any refunds or complaints. You know how I can guarantee that? I can guarantee that because you couldn't see the typo until the shrink wrap was removed, and the two pieces that came back were still in the shrink wrap. Look, if we just let our subjective preferences dictate, then we're running ads for decoration instead of for financial gain. Don't replace things just to make them prettier. Don't replace things just because you like them better. Let the data drive your profitable decisions. Test that ugly landing page against a pretty one, and if the ugly one works better, test that ugly landing page against the pretty one. And if the pretty one outperforms the ugly one, then the ugly one is actually much better. That's confusing.
Yeah, you could skip that and just go, you got to be very, very careful and wrap that part out. You made the point.
You've got to be very, very careful not to let feelings or preferences or the opinions of other people dictate your marketing decision-making process. When someone on your marketing team asks you, do you think we should do it like this? Do you think we should do it like that? Instead of giving them an answer, when someone on your marketing team asks, do you think we should do it like this, or do you think we should try it that way instead? Your response should always be, let's test them both and see which one works better. Your team's opinion doesn't matter. Your opinion doesn't matter. My opinion doesn't matter. The opinions of your friends, your family, your colleagues, they don't matter either. The only opinion that matters is the opinion of your prospects who respond or don't respond. Their actions give us our data, and our data must drive our decisions.
That's great. That was a great way to end that one.
Good with it.
Number 10.
Can I have that key back, please? I won't throw it at you again.
Is that a promise?
I promise I won't throw it at you again right now,
Right.
today.
Fair enough.
But I do want you to think about why I got triggered.
Okay. Focus on this for now.
What does the top of this chapter say?
The 10. Right here. 10 foundational
Got it.
rules. And the 10th foundational.
And the 10th, go to the top. Just go to the top so I can see. And the 10th foundational rule. And the 10th foundational rule to build your automatic marketing machine is results matter. Everything else is just window dressing. The purpose of your marketing is to generate qualified prospects. That's it. The purpose of your marketing is not to look pretty or to appease your ego or impress your friends. Every dollar, every resource, every minute of time that you invest into your marketing must be done with the express purpose of generating qualified prospects for your business. That's it. If any given ad, landing page, campaign, or initiative isn't producing results, stop doing it. Stick to this mantra and you will save yourself tens of thousands of dollars or even more in wasted marketing spend, countless hours, weeks, months, or years of wasted time, and endless frustration. Check your ego at the door. Leave your opinions at home. Results rule, period. Where are we at in terms of the book?
Just under halfway.
How many pages or words is chapter 6?
Short and easy, 1,800 words.
Yeah, I mean, it's really 2 pages.
All right, let's do chapter 6 so we can say we did 2 chapters today.
Okay. 1 second.
We haven't. Do you want to look at it with me for 60 seconds, or you just want to go?
I just want to go.
All right. So, RJon, this chapter is where we kind of wrap up the philosophical piece and then transition into, we leave them with, this is how much better life is going to get once you build an automatic marketing machine. And then we're moving into the mechanics of how to start building it.
You want a clue? It's not about the key. It's got nothing to do with the key.
It's got nothing to do with the thing that you throw it.
4 times if you count 2 keys.
Do 10 seconds. Cool. And 3, 2, 1, silence. Good time that train, right? Yeah, 3, 2, 1, train. Ta-da! 3, 2, 1, silence.
In rush hour in Miami.
Yeah.
And silence. I'll take it.
Chapter 6, Aiming Your Machine. First of all, I want to congratulate you for hanging in there with this book. We're about to switch gears and get into the technical, mechanical, hands-on, step-by-step, nitty-gritty of building your automatic marketing machine. But first, we have to talk about one more big idea, which is aiming your machine. First step in designing a machine, any machine, from a water pump to a printing press. First step in designing a machine, any machine. First step in designing a machine, any machine, from a water press. First step in designing a machine, any machine, from a water pump to a printing press to the space shuttle, is to clearly define the purpose for which you are creating the machine. What problem is the machine intended to solve? And how will you know whether or not that machine is successful? The water pump is designed to move water from point A to point B. The printing press is designed to quickly and accurately print books, letters, and documents. The printing press is designed to quickly and accurately replicate the printed word on some kind of material so you can create print books, letters, and documents. The space shuttle is designed to take human beings to and keep them safe during their journey in space and then bring them back safely. A clear aim and a clear definition of success. This information serves to keep the designers of the machine focused on the right objectives, and it provides the operators of the machine with an objective framework, with an objective framework against which they can measure their performance with the machine. So let's be clear. The purpose of your automatic marketing machine is to generate a steady supply of prospects for your business. That's the mission, and that is how we're going to gauge the success of the marketing machine we're about to build together. You should know that this is not just an arbitrary objective. It has been carefully chosen. We have collectively worked with tens of thousands of small business owners, and we have a deep understanding of the intricacies of building any kind of a successful. And we have a deep understanding and appreciation for the intricacies of building a successful business. And this is why we can tell and keep telling you with so much certainty that without a steady supply of prospects who you can reliably, predictably, and profitably convert into paying customers, clients, patients, passengers, diners, or passengers, and ideally cause them to become a referral source or repeat business too, without that, nothing else matters. Your professional credentials don't matter, your reputation in the community doesn't matter, your past performance doesn't matter, your work ethic doesn't matter, your website doesn't matter, the quality of your products and services doesn't even matter. Without a steady, predictable stream of new prospects coming to your business, nothing else really matters, and life becomes difficult. If you don't already have a steady stream of new prospects, you will feel compelled eventually to drop your standards and accept every lunatic who walks in the door. And you will hate yourself for doing so, but it eventually becomes the very real prospect. You will hate yourself. Of course, you will hate yourself for doing it, but eventually the very real prospects of going, prospects, it's confusing.
Possibility. Say the very real possibility.
You will hate yourself for doing it, but eventually you will hate yourself for doing it, but eventually reality will sink in and you'll realize that if you don't do something, you're going to go out of business. And sadly, tragically, too many business owners decide to lower their standards and take on crazy clients or customers or drop their prices instead of doing the work to build an automatic marketing machine. If you don't have a steady stream of new prospects, you're not going to be able to afford to build and support a superstar team. You're going to be stuck doing most of the work yourself, which is going to keep you stuck in the business all day, every day, including evenings and a lot of weekends. And if you don't have a steady stream of new prospects, you're not going to be able to afford that office space that you'd really like to have. You won't be able to afford the latest technology that you know you need to serve your customers at the highest level possible with the greatest level of efficiency. If you don't have a steady stream of new prospects, you're going to be stressed out about cash flow. You're going to bring that stress home to your family. The family stress you have at home is going to come back into your office, which is going to cause you to take it out on your staff, which is going to cause you to have even more problems that you bring home to your family, and round down the toilet bowl it goes. Worrying about payroll is no way for a business owner to be thinking. Dreading the moment when you have to tell your spouse again that there's not enough profit left over at the end of the month to pay yourself for the blood, sweat, and tears you poured into the firm is no way for you to go through life. The good news is that everything is about to change because we're about to the good news is that everything is about to change because we're about to get into the meat and potatoes of how to build your automatic marketing machine. Now, just imagine a world where you wake up in the morning refreshed after a good night's sleep, with no anxiety about your cash flow, no stress about making payroll on Friday, no concern about when, where, whether, how the next prospect is going to show up to your business. Imagine a world in which you wake up every morning knowing that your income will Imagine a world in which you wake up every morning knowing what your income will be for the next 3 months, the next 6 months, the next 12 months, even the next 2 years. Imagine waking up in the morning knowing where your next 5, 10, 20, 50 prospects are going to come from, and knowing approximately when they'll arrive and what the conversion rates will be. Imagine waking up enjoying a slow, relaxing, even a boring morning because you have a marketing machine in place which is consistently, predictably, reliably generating a steady stream of new prospects for your business. Imagine going on a long vacation and then returning to your place of business to find that your organization actually grew in your absence because you have a marketing machine that works for you automatically, whether you're in the office or lying on the beach. This is not a fantasy. This is a reality for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of small businesses just like yours, all across the country, from all across the country.
One more time.
This isn't a fantasy. This is a reality for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of small businesses just like yours. This is not a fantasy. This is reality for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of small business owners just like you from all across the country, and we would be glad to introduce you to dozens and dozens and dozens of them. It's reality for business owners in every industry that you can think of, in big cities, in small towns, run by men, women, non-binary creatures, right-handed and left, and it can work for you too. So get out your notebook and your calendar because we're about to roll up our sleeves and get to work. Everything is about to change for you because we're about to build your automatic marketing machine together.
Let's not say, like, if you're trying to be non-offensive and then you're afraid of these creatures.
I've said it several times throughout the book.
I don't think you used the word.
I have.
Okay.
Non-binary people,
You were
non-binary
always-
individuals.
Yeah, you've generally said non-binary human beings or something like that. Just give me one more read on this so we have the option, please. This isn't a fantasy.
Where are we?
Wait for the train.
Just highlight it. Yeah. This is not a fantasy. It is reality for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of small business owners just like you from all across the country. It is reality for business owners who have companies in every industry that you can imagine, in big cities and small towns, men, women, non-binary people, right-handed and left, and it can work for you too. So please get out your notebook, put away your excuses, grab your calendar, and let's get to work building your automatic marketing machine so that you can change your life and create a better future for your family. Good?
Great.
I don't think I have another one in me.
No, you don't.
Yeah, we're good.
No way. You've got another song in you.
I got another song in me.
Allie asked me to ask you to check your texts. Yes.
Danny, the text that I'm getting right now that I have to check
6.
is from the person that I'm doing the NFT challenge with. Do you have time to help me with that tomorrow, today, tonight, tomorrow?
Now, tomorrow, I would love to start fresh in the morning and knock out a few chapters.
Can we knock out a few chapters and then bang out that copy?
Sure.
For the
as long as we
NFT
can
challenge?
do the chapters first. I'm happy to sit with you right now too, if you want. Whew.
Okay. Perfect. Are you just pounding me? Keto. They're keto. They're keto? I'm gonna do keto.
Oh, they are.
Well, number 13.
There's no way I know where it's at.
That's light right there, man. Plug something there.
Hey, here's your camera.
All right, so listen.
We're still broadcasting. Unless you want to say
Goodbye.
goodbye. Sausage Factory is closing for Friday. All right, goodbye, everybody. Stay tuned. There's more of this where that came from. Is that yours? Okay.